Once upon a time, there was a king who had a very wise minister. This minister often said that whatever happens, happens for good. One day, while the king was cleaning his sword, the minister sat beside him. Suddenly, the sword slipped and fell on the king's foot, cutting off one of his toes. The minister, as usual, remarked that whatever happens, happens for good. The king, furious at this, asked how losing his toe could possibly be good. In his anger, the king ordered the minister to be imprisoned. Yet the minister showed no sorrow, and while being led to jail, he repeated that whatever happens, happens for good. The king found it strange that even in this situation, the minister maintained his belief. 2 months passed after this incident, and one day the king went hunting with his soldiers on horseback, venturing deep into a dense forest. While chasing a deer, the king strayed even deeper into the forest and got separated from his soldiers. Although he failed to catch the deer, he soon realized he was lost. While trying to find his way out, the king was suddenly surrounded by a group of tribals who lived in the forest. These tribals neither recognized the king nor belonged to his kingdom, so they captured him and took him to their tribe. The tribals were searching for a human sacrifice to appease their deity. Despite the king's pleas, the tribals, unable to understand his language, began celebrating. They bathed the king, dressed him in new clothes, adorned him with a flower garland, and prepared him for the sacrifice. However, just before the king was to be killed, the tribe's leader noticed that one of the king's toes was missing. He immediately ordered the drums to stop and declared that the king could not be sacrificed because he was incomplete. Sacrificing an incomplete person, he explained, would anger the deity instead of pleasing it. So they decided to release the king. The king returned to his palace, relieved. Reflecting on the situation, he realized that if his toe hadn't been cut off, the tribals would have killed him. He acknowledged that the minister had been right all along. Whatever happened, happened for good. He immediately ordered the minister's release from jail, restored him to his position, and asked, "I now understand how my injury was for my good, but you were jailed for 2 months and endured so much suffering. How could that be for your good?" The minister smiled and replied, "My lord, as your prime minister, I was always by your side. If I hadn't been in jail that day, I would have been with you in the forest. They spared you because of your missing toe, but my body was complete. They would have surely sacrificed me. Therefore, it was good that I wasn't with you and instead was in jail. It saved both your life and mine. That's why I always say that whatever happens, happens for good." If we reflect on our own lives, we'll notice that there are moments when we feel something terrible is happening or that certain events shouldn't have occurred. But with time, when we look back, we realize that those events happened for good. We often try to judge each event with our limited intelligence, but in reality, our understanding is restricted. The world operates on karma. Those who do good deeds experience happiness, while those who commit bad deeds face sorrow. If you are going through a difficult time, remember that your bad karma is being worked off and nature is guiding you toward progress. This creation is not our enemy, so nothing truly bad can happen in this world. Therefore, remove the notion that anything bad can happen to you and always remember that whatever happens, happens for good.